Hello, and you're welcome to the newspaper review for today, the 5th day of November 2025. I am Achamaze Prosper, and I have in the studio today with me Ms. Chidima. Ms. Chidima, how are you doing?
I'm very fine, thank you. And how are you?
I'm good, thank you very much, man. We have some newspapers we did be reviewing this morning, and the first on the list is Vanguard. Top bank records 4.1 trillion naira profit in 9 months. This will be seen in page 19. Strike. We have met ASU's demands, FG. This will be seen in page 8. Trump. Why we reject US threat on Nigeria, China. This will be seen in page 5. Budget deficit. Tinubu seeks fresh 1.15 trillion naira domestic loan as debt hits 152 trillion naira. This will be seen in page 20. Over to you, Ms. Chidima. We can see the federal government making a statement that they have met ASU's demands. What are your take on this?
The federal government have said, like you said, that they have started meeting the demands of ASU, which is a good one. At least the strike has ended and all of that. But now the question is this: is there any evidence to prove that they are actually meeting this demand, so that tomorrow the ASU will not come out and say federal government have not met any demand since the last time we had this strike? We are yet to see them respond, because right now the federal government is saying that there is they've started meeting their demands. I believe that this is a time where the ASU members actually hold the government with evidence. They should be proved to hold that yes, they are doing it. If it's the money, there should be receipts of payments. If it's the victimization of lecturers, there should be proof that the government is working towards stopping that. I mean, if they can do that, and if there is evidence, it will help to avoid further strike. And this should make sure that this time around the federal government actually fulfill all of their demands, not half but all, to avoid further strike, because the more they continue this strike, the more the children are actually suffering, because you tend to put these kids to stay at home for the longest, and then they go back to school without remembering 80% of what they've learned, and then you bombard them with curriculums, choking them, no time to rest and all. So if the federal government have actually agreed that they have started fulfilling the ASU demands, there should be proof. We need to see proof, so that if the ASU come out tomorrow to say it's not true, they've not fulfilled it, and there's evidence, we can actually back the federal government on this particular one.
All right, thank you about that, Ms. Chidima. On my own, on my own knowledge, I got to know that the federal government actually released about 15 billion naira earlier, and they promised that in the 2026 budget they will be adding 150 billion to the higher tertiary institutions budget, or the educational budget. So let's just hope that probably they must have met other demands, but currently I think for them to have come out openly to say they have met their demands, meaning that they are very well on it at this moment. Let's go to the next newspaper, and that's Daily Sun. Terrorism. Again, Kanu refuses to enter defense, insists no valid charge against him. Court gives him till November 5th to do so, or waive his rights as SMBLF calls for his release. This will be seen in page 4. Court clears PDP to hold national convention as scheduled. Orders INEC to attend, monitor, party meets today. This will be seen in page 6. Alleged Christian genocide. China backs FG, warns US. Asks Trump not to interfere in Nigeria's internal affairs. China can't dictate our foreign policy on Nigeria, US Congressman. EU, ECOWAS weighs in also. Tinubu handling situation well, FG. This will be seen in page 6. Federal government declares emergency on police, civil defense training institutions, review NEC. This will be seen in page 26 too. DSS dismisses 115 officers over misconduct. Back to you, Ms. Chidima. We can see that the issue, or should I say, The statement of the President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, has aggravated another country by name China, and they are backing the federal government of Nigeria. What's your take about China's backing the federal government of Nigeria?
This is a case of what they tend to gain. Yes, China has come out to say that they are backing Nigeria when it comes to the threats made by the United States. I mean, the United States is a state that I know very well. They are always known to do something for what they can gain. Anywhere they go to, as long as it profits them, we either take it by choice or by force. And now the China has come out to say that they are willing to stand by Nigeria, and I think that is because of the relationship they have with Nigeria through the president of Nigeria. So if they have actually come out to say that they are going to stand by Nigeria, which is a good one, because now the defense we have is now a bit stronger than when it's just Nigerian military preparing for if the inevitable. Now also, at the end of the day, we still have to put it at the back of our mind that it is what profits the Chinese people too when it comes to this. Exactly. So if they are actually, defending Nigeria, it's not a bad thing. But at the end of the day, let's learn from the things Trump said. I mean, it's hard to take Trump making such speech for the Nigerian security to actually buckle up, which is a very embarrassing thing, like I will always say. If they could actually wait for a foreign person to actually talk about the security in Nigeria, and mostly the Christians, before they actually say they're acting, then I mean, we have a long way to go. And if China is backing Nigeria, I feel like it's high time they also help with the upgrade of our security, training our security personnel, giving them new digital gadgets to be able to detect even the smallest foreign objects around our borders. So if the Chinese agree that they are going to back Nigeria up, they should not just say it by words and then give them ammunition if anything arises. They should also prep our military personnel, give them good devices, train them on new things, upgrade their understanding when it comes to the military aspect of the country.
Right. Thank you about that, Ms. Chidinma. One thing I'll first point out, and I agree with you, is that you see this whole issue, it has become something of interest, because both on the side of the US and the side of China, these are both interested. They are both interested in Nigeria because of their personal gains. But let's look at it. One thing people do say, when United States of America comes into your country, hardly they leave.
Exactly.
And as Nigeria, as an independent country, the United States of America they are not supposed to invade our country. By right, the federal government is supposed to give the approval or ask for a foreign help before they come into the country. But we are seeing that it's looking like, we actually thought this was about Christianity and all that, but it's looking like something else. It's looking like there's a foul play on the side of the United States. And also back to China backing the federal government on this issue. Like we know, most of the things we use in this country are from China. So it's also in the interest of trade with them. So one of the things that Nigeria is a stronghold when it comes to trade in China, whereby most of our brothers and sisters are over there. You import most of this things. So China, on their own part, I think they just don't want to lose a business partner. So on this part, like you said also, that they hope they get to equip the Nigerian defense with machines and all that, and also help them to understand how these machines work, not just giving it to them and just leaving them. But there's something you also said about when need arises. In the sense, I don't know if you're talking about when America invades, or are we talking about how to fight the terrorism?
Both when it comes to fighting terrorism and if the Americans invade. I mean, we should be prepared. When it comes to terrorism, I believe that the Chinese, in as much as they say they are trying to back us up, should be able to train the military personnel, give them good devices, still as partners though, to be able to understand, the diverse way of attacking and reducing, because you cannot fully end terrorism in a country except you want to be like there's a president who actually ended up building a big prison for the terrorists in his country, which I'm very sure took him 80% of his the country's capital to actually build that thing, because it took time, but at the end of the day they were able to reduce corruption and insecurity in the country. So if China wants to, China can actually continue, like upgrade the Nigerian military.
All right, thank you about that, Ms. Chidimma. So let's get over to the next newspaper, The Guardian. PDP secures court order to proceed with national convention. This will be seen in page 4. FG orders varsities orders to publish yearly financial reports from Q1. This will be seen in page 5. Senate probes rail derailment as new loans contract debts cause tear. This will be seen in page 6. Tinubu declares emergency in police training institution. This will be seen in page 8. Natasha, immigration differ on passport seizure. This will be seen in page 9. Trump's threat. EU, ECOWAS, China back Nigeria as Senate moves to liaise with FG. This will be seen in page 6. Back to you, Ms. Chidimma. We could see an issue that happened, should I say, earlier this week or so, that a senator's passport was seized while she was trying to leave the country by name Senator Natasha Akpoti. So what's your take about this, man?
Senator Natasha has always been one of my role models, one who is outspoken, one who knows her rights, and like I always say, and one who is ready to stand by what she feels is just. I mean, she just finished her 2nd year anniversary celebration, and according to her, she wanted to take a break, and then get into the airport, and then they are seizing her passport. Why? And then they are telling her the reason is because Pablo claims that if she goes out, she keeps granting interview. I mean, I think this is a part where this senator himself needs to leave Natasha alone, because it's becoming embarrassing. Why will you pack all your energy to one person? You did not only keep her at the back seat. The last time they had a meeting, she came out to let us know that they were talking about the election, preparation for the election, and she wanted to tell them that she has, bought drones in case they want to teach people how to use it for the INEC, the election in 2026. And then they did not allow her to talk, and they kept her at the back seat. This is all about rejection. I feel like if Akpabio feels his pride or his wings have been cut short and he feels so wounded, he should look for something else to do. Intimidating and trying to bully a woman doesn't solve anything. Instead, you keep on giving her more fame, and people will still keep looking up to her. Natasha has always been one of the best senators in the entire Nigeria, one I have always admired. And if this continues, I mean, what are we going to learn? That if somebody doesn't want to succumb to you, you intimidate them with whatever you have. It doesn't make any sense. They should leave Natasha alone. I mean, let her be able to work as a senator that she is, without having to go through all the stress she's going through.
All right, thank you about that, Ms. Chidimma. Like, to add to what you just said, like, the whole situation is becoming so alarming, because as a senator, Natasha has the same rights as Senator Akpabio in this country. Not that he was made the Senate president, because definitely in a house there has to be a leader. Natasha could be the Senate president tomorrow if she's been elected or voted by other senators. But why seizing her passport? This is just like demeaning her, to bringing her to the state of just an ordinary Nigerian. Because when you look at this, if this can happen to a senator, what will happen to the ordinary Nigerian in this country? So she doesn't even have the right to travel abroad or even to grant press conferences. Meaning you're just trying to cut her short, like you're just trying to, he's just trying to, I just think the Senate president at this point is trying to deprive her of her fundamental human right. That's the freedom of speech. Because one thing is that if something is not happening, she won't talk about it. So I don't see the reason why a senator's passport should be seized in this country. in an airport. Because imagine such situation. Imagine, let's say, a foreigner was coming into the country and witnesses this, and the foreigner tries to inquire and to know why her passport could be seized. And they're telling that this is a senator of a country, and her passport was seized in the airport. For what reason? That the Senate president said she cannot travel because she grants press conference abroad whenever she goes. And this country is becoming a joke. And all this, like, why you just wake up one morning and you hear different things about this country. I think this could be one of the reasons why the US are seeing our country as a country they could just jump into any point, because they feel like we don't have laws, we don't have rights. So that's just it. So, like, enough of that today. And that's that on the newspaper review for today. You can be a part of this by putting down your opinion in the comment section. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our various social media channels. I remain your host, Achamaze Prosper, and thank you, Ms. Chidema, for the well-calculated analysis.
That's just our mind.
And until next time, bye.